Hello there, everyone. Today we're gonna do this. This is a feather game changer-ish fly, and it's made on shank, so it really has a great mobility, and it has a lot of movement in the water, and it just looks awesome. It's not that difficult if you take into account some of the different things I'm gonna show you in this video, but there is some details you have to pay attention to in order to get this right. So basically, let's get started. For this, we're going to use some dubbing, we're going to use some feathers, and then we're going to use some shanks. And basically, that kind of covers it. So the first thing we need is a hook. I like this type of fly with the hook in the end, because if you have the hook all the way back, it will hook very great. So we start out with a hook, and basically just this is a Chemco 782. And I tie my tying thread to approximately halfway down the shank. Now the key thing, oh, you can't see anything. That can't be good. Sorry about that. Perfect. Now it's better. The thing about this fly is the tapering is the most crucial and important thing. So you want something that is not too big for the tail. Then you want gradually larger and larger feathers toward the end of this fly to give it the same appearance and the same profile in the water as an actual fish. So I took a feather that was not the biggest but not the smallest, about midway on the saddle here. And what I use here is I use the Brahma, the whiting Brahma hen saddles. And this is a mottled. This is a tan. Really cool color. You can, if you have a partridge, you can use a partridge feathers for this as well. And you can use, well, basically any type of hen cape or hen saddle that you like. It's important that it is hen, otherwise it will not get the game changer effect. It will not look as good as and be translucent, but still look solid and don't look like something that's compiled of a lot of different sections. That's what we're going for. We need something that is a heckle that will mask that this is built from sections, but still be lively and have some natural look to it. In order, the Brahma here has some markings that looks really well. So for the first one here, we're just gonna take some dubbing, and this is a semi-seal dubbing. I have mixed this with some with the semi-seal, and the color here is chum fry. The semi-seal dubbing, if you haven't tried that, it's truly awesome dubbing. It's gonna be definitely already one of my favorites, and it's something I'm gonna use a lot in the future, and it's fast becoming my favorite dubbing. So I'm just doing a small bundle here like this, and then I'm gonna do my whip finish. I'm gonna pull out some of the dubbing here to make this to make the transition between the section of this articulated fly be more difficult to spot, to make it appear more as a whole. Oh, like that. And then we need the first section, and for this I'm gonna use a shank from Flyman. This is a 1 centimeter shank, a 10mm shank. What I have is basically I bought a package. You can get a package with, I think it's 6 sets of 4 different sizes, and that's a good way to start, because then you have a lot of different options, and you can try out a lot of stuff and see what you like, and then after you've done that, you can of course buy the individual sizes if you know exactly what sizes you like the best. Okay, so I'm going to take a slightly bigger heckle now, or the same size will fit as well for the next part. But the trick is to keep increasing the heckle lengths as you move towards the head of this fly, because that will give you the right proportions and the right look and feel of the fly. Oh, that one is a lot in the way. I'm gonna move that, see if I can do something about it. Maybe I should move the camera a bit. So we get... So you see the shank there, and you see the feather. Cut the feather off. I'm gonna turn, I think, oh, the feather fell off. That can happen. But as you can see, you have the shank there. Oh, I should have pulled off all the woolly part here. I'm gonna do that. But if you do that while you tie, then be careful not to break the feather. And basically just don't. It's not necessary to be very careful when you turn this, because we're gonna stack it up and back up the dubbing quite close to the hackle in order to make sure that it's dense enough to cover the section where the hook and this first shank meets up, like this. Cut off the stem, and then basically I'm gonna try to hold everything back, and then I'm gonna tie some tying thread on top of the hackle to force it down and to make sure that the section does not show. Then I'm gonna take a bit more dubbing to cover up all of this, and again to make sure that everything looks nice and shaggy and alive-ish. I don't know if that's even a word. And make sure you tie all the way up to the eye here. I can add a bit more dubbing there just because. Doing the whip finish. Like this. And again, make sure you take your dubbing needle. Where did I put mine? Hey, here we go. I like these Chimco, no Chimco. Yeah, I like the Chimco ones as well, but I also like the Rensetti ones. They have a really cool tool series. Well, there's a lot of cool fly tying tools out there. Rensetti, CF Design, Chimco, a lot of cool stuff. Well, like that. Take my dubbing brush and force this backwards. And then just take out the fly and look at it. It's nice, and it moves nice and looks nice. So now definitely this is the right way to go. And now we need the final section, and for the final section I'm gonna choose a shank that is longer. And the reason why I take a shank that is longer is because we need 2 hackles now, and also we need a flyman fish skull. And we need that because that's a very simple and easy way to end this fly actually. So again, fasten the shank, and then take a hackle that is slightly bigger than before, or at least the same size. And then you want to have the really big one in the end. So pull off all the, we don't need that. We don't need to weigh this down because of the shanks and the hook. This will have enough weight to sink efficiently. And this is a cool way of doing a fly like this. You can of course change the size and mix up the dubbing and mix up the hackle whatever way you want. This is just some colors that I've messed around with that looks really awesome together. I haven't fished this fly yet. I just came up with this idea. So, but you know, a fly like this, I fished with the ragworm I did a couple of weeks back. That is based on the same kind of idea with the shanks here, and that fish is truly awesome. So I'm very certain that this one definitely will do the trick as well, both for sea trouts, but also maybe for fishing in rivers and stuff like that. So basically there you have it. But because we have quite a lot of shank to fill now with dubbing, I'm gonna do this last section as a dubbing brush. So basically I do a dubbing loop like this off to the side with that one, and then take the thread all the way up, and then I'm gonna fill the dubbing loop with dubbing, with semi-seal dub. Semi-seal spawned up. Awesome stuff. Just awesome. And I'm gonna turn the spin the dubbing like this. And it's okay. You want a fairly dense, fairly big body for this, because you want to make sure that this is not too thin. So maybe something along the lines of this looks fairly good. And when you look at this fly, I'm fairly convinced that when I'm gonna take this fishing for sea trout, of course this fly will probably often be mistaken for a ragworm. I'm fairly confident that is gonna happen at least a few times out in the water. But you know, who cares? It looks good, and it's gonna fish even better. I'm very certain of that. My thread broke for some reason. Now I haven't like that. That's a nice sound. Very pure sound of my Chemco bobbin striking my Rensetti dubbing twister. Really pure, clear sound. So there we go. And then I'm gonna take the biggest hackle I can find on my Brahma saddle. This one. In order to get the tapering completely perfect, or as close to perfect as I can come. Like this. Oops, that trick normally works, but perhaps not today. I'm going to turn the hackle. Maybe I should have brushed out a bit of the dubbing here before. Oh, it looks okay. And don't mind if the hackle really sticks out, and because you have made the dubbing, the end of the dubbing too close to the eye. That doesn't really matter, because in a second the fish mask is gonna really make sure that this thing will be forced down and backwards. I mean, if you look at it now like this, it actually looks very cool as well. So you can, of course, the Flyman fish skull is optional, like any of the other things, but I really like to have it on there because it looks awesome. So basically, I do a whip finish, and you could apply some glue and stuff like that, but the fish skull is gonna protect the head here, and all the materials is gonna keep the head in place if you've built this correctly. So basically I just take, this is 3mm, and I think that size looks pretty good for this fly. Let's see if I can get it on there like that. Then I'm gonna take a 3mm eye, and this is gonna be a pearl one, pearl and blue and white, looks nice. And to ensure that the eye stays in place, I'm going to take a small amount of UV glue you could use you can use B.A.G.F as well if you like. But the UV glue here really ensures that this stays in place. You can also, if you want, you can expand the head and make it even bigger if you like. You can do all sorts of things. Okay, and well, basically there you have it. So in order for us to see if this is actually has the right properties and proportions, we should take a look at it from here. And as you can see, it tapers very, very nicely. And I must say, I'm really pleased with how this turned out. This is an awesome way of tying baitfish. This is gonna be so lively in the water. It's gonna have a ton of movement. It didn't take up that many materials. It took a little time to make, but basically, well, that's it. It just took some time, and it really this is gonna look so awesome in the water. So, all the materials used in this video are available at Nordic Anglers. Swing by the webshop. It's called nordicanglers.com. You can find a very big selection of all types of fly tying and fishing equipment in general. And if you haven't done so already, it would mean a lot to us if you would subscribe to the channel. Well, that's it for now. The feather game changer, really cool pattern. Hope you enjoyed the video, and good luck fishing.